floor. No one stirred. Ron snored lightly in the next bed. Seamus had one arm draped off the side of his mattress, fingers twitching like he was casting spells in a dream. Harry dressed silently, tugging on a sweater over his pyjamas. He didn't know the rules about wandering, but he needed to move. The dormitory, the bed, even the warm common room downstairs. It was all still too much. Too new. He stepped into the hallway and followed the torch-lit stairs down through the castle, trusting instinct more than memory. At some point he passed a suit of armour that turned to track his footsteps. A portrait of a woman knitting paused, mid-stitch, and frowned at him. Finally he reached a wide window tucked into a curve of the corridor. Outside, the land was still sleeping. The lake was a black mirror. The forbidden forest loomed at the edges, full of shapes that shifted when you blinked. The sky was just beginning to brighten, like someone had lit a candle behind the clouds. He pressed his hand to the stone. It was cool and smooth beneath his fingers. For a moment he just stood there, letting it sink in. He was here. He was in a castle, in a school for magic, with ghosts and spells and staircases that liked to change direction. No one had shouted at him for waking up too early. No one had locked a cupboard door behind him. His whole life he'd been told he didn't belong. Now he was here, and it felt real in a way nothing ever had. I thought I might find you here. It was on of the only voices he knew of this place. Hermione. Harry turned. She was still in her nightclothes, a blanket wrapped around her shoulders like a cape. Her hair was a storm of curls around her face. I tend to get up early, she added, a little awkwardly. It helps me feel ahead. Harry smiled faintly. Makes sense. She came to stand beside him, looking out at the same view. For a long moment they didn't speak. Then she said, I always thought the world would feel different after getting here. Harry looked at her. I thought I'd feel ready, she admitted, prepared, like I'd finally earned my place. Do you? He asked. No, she said honestly, not yet. Harry nodded. Me neither, but one thing to me is clear. Harry placed his hand on the window. In a soft and grateful voice, Harry admits, I'm finally home.